Welcome to AvidCAT Training's webinar on photo labeling hacks. Our guest today and instructor, if you will, is going to be Garrett. What's your last name again, Garrett?
Lutman.
Garrett Lutman with Caption Builder, and he's going to show you how to greatly reduce the time spent labeling photos, which in any kind of report preparation is easily the longest task that you have. Everything else is pretty straightforward, but labeling photos can be tedious and time consuming. And Garrett's got a solution for that with Caption Builders. So without any further ado, go ahead, Garrett, take it away, and let's learn some things.
Okay, well, appreciate it, Paul. Thanks for allowing me to share this with everybody. And actually got a couple apps here, but I'll go through a Caption Builder. It's like Paul said, it's a photo labeling app that runs alongside Xactimate or Symbility or any program that you need to label hundreds of photos. So let me just pull up a claim here. It's got some photos in it. Let me get rid of all the description. So we're going to start out with a blank set of images here. And so what you want to do is after you take all your photos from inspecting the loss, you get them on your camera, then you would import them, into your computer, kind of like you normally would. And then you drag and drop them or load images into your estimate, just as normal. And then what you'd want to do is pull up Caption Builder, which is a web-based app. Here's the home page, but once you log in, this is what it will look like for you. It's a web-based app, so you open that up in your browser, whichever browser you like to use, Chrome or Edge or Firefox, whichever one works. I wouldn't recommend using Internet Explorer. It just doesn't have the modern capabilities of like Chrome and whatnot. But anyways, pull it up in your browser. And run it right alongside your estimate. So there's two programs running, and this is kind of a big deal. This is where actually most people get hung up. They're looking to figure out how to download it into Xactimate or whatnot, but there's nothing to download. It runs right alongside here in your browser.
So it's not a secondary application. In other words, you're not going to load your photos into Caption Builder.
Correct. Okay. Yeah. What you're seeing over here in Caption Builder, these are all just blank images that are used as a reference. You can see here some of these cards. This is what I call these are cards. Some of these cards don't even have an image. Some are of what a common image of what that it is that we're looking at. So yeah, there's nothing to load into Caption Builder. There's nothing to download into Xactimate. There's nothing to integrate. They're completely standalone, and so all you need to do is run them side by side. Whatever size computer screen you got, it doesn't matter. Everything will shrink up to fit, and you can run them right alongside. So it actually saves you a lot of steps when, or the hassle of trying to integrate something and download something. So how Caption Builder works is there's a list of cards over here that has typical captions or descriptions that we would want to copy and paste here in the photo description. And so this is set up specifically for adjusters. I've been adjusting for 10 years and handled all kinds of different losses. All the way from, the typical hail, wind, fire, flood, you name it, this could handle each and every one of them. So the beauty of the system is real simple. It's click. We got our first photo here, right? We would label this front overview or something like that. You would click here and you would hear that little click sound. What that does is that copies this text right here. And then you'd come in to your description and paste it. Control V to paste, or you can right click paste. or you can get, there's all kinds of other ways to do that, but that's about the most common. Next photo, address verification, click, paste. Next photo, we're on our roof here. And you can see here, most of the time we would go to our roof. We would click on this long caption here, click, paste. And so that's kind of the general overview of clicking and pasting, clicking and pasting. Next photo, we got no drip edge on rake. We see that we have a caption right here called no drip edge on rake. We would click that, and then we would paste it right in.
Gotcha.
What you could do, a lot of adjusters, there's 100 different ways adjusters label photos. A lot of adjusters like to, let's say, highlight all the roof photos and then label this roof, whatnot, and then go through and label them all. You could definitely do it that way if you like. You can also set it up in your estimate folder if you want, and then drag and drop all these to categorize them or tag them. I think that's what it's called in Xact, is tagging them. I actually don't like doing any of that per se. I like using just Caption Builder to label all my photos, and I start at the top and work my way down.
Gotcha.
And the key to creating a good photo description or photo caption is to have, I'm going to pull up this other screen here so I can show you, is having a good format. And here's what makes up a good caption format that your reviewers will love you, and you know, the claim reps, they'll all love you, is we would have the building name. And like I said, most people would either type it in the image name, or they would actually type it in here, or they would use maybe some folder over here. So we'd have a building name. We need to know what location we're looking at here. So the front elevation, we're looking at the roof, we're looking at the roof front slope, the right elevation, the right side fence, you name it. We have additional locations we can add, gabled in, basement area, you name it. There's different locations we can add. So all these locations we can add in there. Then next we have damage description. So we need to know, what is this thing damaged? Is it damaged by wind? Is it damaged by hail? Is it damaged by wear and tear? Is it damaged by some non-storm created damage? And then of course, lastly, the item. You know, what is it that we're looking at here? Is it the shingles? Is it the fascia? Whatnot. So these are all interchangeable within Caption Builder. You don't have to use them, or you don't have to use front elevation, or you could use it. You don't have to use gabled in, or you could use it. But I would definitely recommend using the damage description and the item name, obviously.
Yeah.
But the three locations, like I said, you can put them in the image name, you can put them in the estimate folders, or set up a personal folder, whatever you'd like to do to make it comfortable for you. But let me show you how I do it in Caption Builder, because I think this is the easiest and fastest way. So like I was saying, location 1 here is all our building names. And you can see here I've added a bunch over the years of different building names, you know, grain bin number 2, and playhouse or farm residence, you know, church or mother-in-law building, whatnot. But, you know, obviously our first one is usually either dwelling or building. So I click on dwelling, that adds this prefix right up here to the top. And so I can just leave that there as I label all my dwelling photos.
Oh, gotcha. That's cool.
So that just stays up there. And now when I click front overview and then come in here and paste it, you can see here now I have dwelling front overview in my photo. Next photo, dwelling. I have dwelling address verification. So then now we jump on the roof, right? So this is location 2. Location 2 contains all our roof slopes, elevations, and all our interior levels. You know, main level, second level, crawl space, attic, so on. And you can see here I've added a few other ones like the front parapet or flat roof, just to add some description, because they need to know where this is at. So when I click on roof, you can see right here it adds this roof prefix now. So now every card that I click will have dwelling and roof in the prefix. So now I click on one layer, drip edge on even, no ice and water shield. Now we have this entire caption. Click and paste, and that stays up there. So now we go to the next photo, no drip edge on rake. You can see right there, dwelling roof, no drip edge on rake. We know what building we're talking about here. We know what where we're at on the roof. And then of course we have our actual caption of what we're trying to label this photo.
Very cool.
Yeah, next photo, we got our pitch. And I left my card as kind of a variable, so because the pitch changes all the time, and I can easily just enter in a new pitch. Shingle gauge, dwelling roof shingle gauge. And now we jumped on our front slope overview. That's right here, so I want to label this front slope now. I'm on the front slope. And you can see when I scroll down here a little bit, I'll go right into my slopes after I get done with all my Eve cards. Front slope, dwelling front slope overview. Next photo, 8 hill hits in square. And so now all we're doing is clicking and pasting. But now we got to this next photo here, and usually we would label this close-up of hail damage to shingle or something of that nature, right? Mm-hmm. Typically what we would do. We know this is a 30-year roof, so when I scroll down here, I get to all my shingles. And here I have a 30-year laminate shingle. And as you've noticed probably, I have all these damage descriptions that are hovered over each card when I click on them. And you see one of them is hail. So if I click on that, come in here and paste it, now all of a sudden, I have my whole prefix still there. Then I have my damage description because I clicked on hail. So now we have hail damage to the 30-year laminate shingle. All pasted with just a click. There's no, there's no voice to text. I've used Dragon Speak for a couple years before I built Caption Builder, and I thought, man, I am saying the same exact phrase over and over with voice to text. And I said, man, by the end of the day, you know, you're doing 5 inspections. Let's say it's 100 photos per claim. That's, you know, you got 500 photos to label, and the majority of them are the exact same phrase. Even if it's a hail claim or a wind claim that you go to, and then a water claim. You can see here, like I said, I got four options here. So let's say I'm going to set this up with instead of water, hail, no storm, wear and tear, I want to set this up with give me a little wind in there as well. Hail, wind, and water, and non-storm related. So I could easily with one click here, change this to wind damage now to this shingle, if that was the case.
Nice.
So yeah,
you mentioned water claims, and so far we're just looking at exterior components. Is there an interior as well?
Oh yeah, okay. Definitely. So as you noticed, when I click on my location 2 roof, all my cards, like Paul was saying, just deal with the roof up in here, because what this does is this updates all my categories up here. And I'll show you. I scroll to the top here, I have my start, which now just eliminates my start photos when I show up to the claim. Let me skip over here to Eve. Here's all my Eve. Here's all my slope, all my shingles, and all my roof items, you know, and then I can vents, whatnot, right? Mm-hmm. So, but let's say we jump on the front elevation. You can see here all my cards updated, all my categories up here updated. Now if I click on SFG, soffit fascia gutter, here we have all these, paint, whatnot, windows and doors, and so on. Now you have the same capabilities. So dwelling front elevation, hail damage to window frame, just pop that right in there. So this automatically updates depending on what prefix you select. So as Paul was saying about the interior, let's say I click on main level. Now all of our interior photos or captions appear. So I'm on main level, and then now I'm going to add a room name. Here in location 3, I can add another prefix. We'll call this rec room here. All our interior, we have our overviews, cabinets, which we can always add more descriptions if we want when we create cards. I'll show you that here in a second. Ceiling photos or ceiling captions, drywall and ceiling. So let's click water, main level, rec room, water damage to drywall on ceiling. Some different flooring damage that we could find. Basically, this is flooring materials, different wall materials, different things we would label. So yeah, that's how you would get through your interior photos or elevation photos or roof photos. And then if you jump on, let's say you jump on the fence, you can see here on in location 1, you have fence. You click on that here, we have now a bunch of fence descriptions. So the beauty of this is that this is updates per your prefix that you select. A lot of adjusters will use this note template down here in Xactimate to kind of click through. They'll create a bunch of photo descriptions. Excuse me. Now this is great and all if you like one column, non-intuitive way of finding descriptions. It's kind of an old, I don't know why they don't kind of update this a little bit more user-friendly and intuitive, but now you have now a list of captions over here that updates with what you're clicking through. Dwelling roof, also now I'm on all roof, and my captions are right there in an instant. Front elevation, they're all there. And then main level, they're all there as well. So like I was saying, back to the fence here, or let's get this personal property. All of a sudden now we have a bunch of personal property that could be damaged. And these are all outdoor components or outdoor items. So it's click and paste as fast as you want to go through it. That's how fast you could use a caption builder. And like I said, it's very energy efficient. And that's a very key component when you're out there, running inspections all day long. You get back to your hotel or back to your house, and now you got to label 1,000 photos.
That's a really important point. The energy efficiency. I mean, you mentioned using Dragon software. Mm-hmm. The other thing that you might have noticed when you use Dragon that I noticed, that is its sensitivity. So you need to be in a quiet spot, or else if you're in a hotel and somebody walks by, talking with his girlfriend about ordering Chinese food, you will have that in your description.
Yeah,
it
exactly.
literally has happened to me. Like you've got hallway conversations going into your photos, and that's frustrating. It's like, oh, you got to be kidding me, but it does happen, and it wears you out. Like you said, it wears you out because you're talking all day with insureds, and you're asking questions, and you're speaking with them, and you've only got so much, mental clarity and focus, and voice box in a day, and it can really wear you down if you're back to your hotel at 7:30, 8 o'clock at night, and you're starting to put reports together, and you've got 1,000 photos ahead of you, that gets tiring. Plus, it's time consuming, and this boils down a task which, you know, is 30 to 45 minutes. If you're good, it's 30 to 45 minutes. This gets it down to 5 to 10 minutes, you know, or less.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, on this, exactly right. On this type of claim, 77 photos, this was from the Fountain Storm, actually, this claim. This was maybe 3 minutes or so. The goal of Caption Builder is 2 seconds per photo to label it. And I'm actually working on new adjustments as well to make that even faster. And eventually there will be a desktop app. That way I can add some additional functionality, which is going to be just amazing. Actually, it'll be to where you don't have to paste anymore. You can just click through the cards and it'll automatically populate it into the photo description. So no more click and paste, it's just click.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
And you'll be done. Hopefully I'll have that available here in the next month or so. But the real beauty of Caption Builder is the ability to create custom lists, if you will. So as you noticed here, I had these like Hail 2 in here, or if I get back here to Dwelling, I have Irma in here, or Scope 1. These are all just custom categories that I created and added my own cards to it. So let's say you are working a deployment, and let's say you're headed out to, let's say, a hurricane called Florence or something like that. Let's create a custom category. And you can create this Florence coastline. If you have some claims that are right up on the coastline, which have heavy damage, versus ones that are back inland quite a bit. So you create this custom category, custom category here, and you see here it's all located actually right in here, Florence coastline. It's blank right in here. So let's say you get to your first claim, and you got wind damage to the roof, to the siding, to the decks. They're all gone, destroyed. Fences are all gone, trees are down, whatnot, right? So we want to create a custom list that really matches those type of claims that we'll be working in that area. So we would create a card, and you can label this whatever you want, whatever description you want in there. You can let's go ahead and just save it in there. You can see here that populates in here. So then if you're still working on the dwelling, you can still use this card. You click this card, paste it in, whatever you want. You click on hail damage to whatever, or this would be more wind probably, or water damage, wind damage to whatever. But man, that's going to take a while to fill out this whole thing. But if you fill it out once, that next claim you go to that's on the coastline, you'll be ready for it. That's
filled out for you.
Yeah, it's all filled out, ready to go for you. You just click on your Florence coastline category, and you're right in there. But let's say you want to add a bunch of previous cards or existing cards. So I'm going to add the front of dwelling address, the contractor there, some Eve photos as well, because I'll be getting on the roof, our pitch, shingle gauge, whatnot. So there you go. I got these 8 or 9 cards right there. Oh, whoops, didn't save it. So there you go. It populates those all in right in the Florence coastline category. And then you could, oh, you know what, this claim in here, I'm going to drag this over here, or this card, sorry, drag that to right there. You can see that it saves it. And I'll drag this one up here, whatnot. There you go. So now you can create this custom category list that's specifically for your kind of coastline claims. And then you can create a different category for like I said, inland or whatnot. And that's what a lot of adjusters will do when working a specific storm that's got, they're working the exact same claim over and over. You can set this up per neighborhood. You can set this up per carrier, per vendor, whatever you'd like to do.
Nice.
Yeah, and so that's pretty much Caption Builder in a nutshell. All these things, like I said, here are customizable. Add different prefixes, add different room names if none of these match your liking. These are all more specific locations. What else here can I show you? There is a history button right up here. If you click on here, here's all the captions that I've been clicking, the last 200 captions that I've been clicking through. So you can click on one, you can click this text again, it'll copy it, so you can paste it right in case you want to pull up your history
And do it that way.
to run right through it.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so that's Caption Builder right there. It's like I said, I've been doing this for 10 years. I've tried everything out there to make this experience fast and easy for me, and that gives me enough detail. That's a key component. We don't want to compromise quality just because we're looking to gain speed or ease. We still need to have good quality photos and good quality descriptions. And with this, with the damage descriptions, now we can label where the photo's at, what's damaged, and what it is that we're looking at. What's the item name? And that's always that's the three components that are really needed to make a good photo caption.
Yep, absolutely. So now there's a difference between you've got a free version.
Mm-hmm.
So this doesn't necessarily cost adjusters any money. Right. Can you tell the difference between your free version and what the upgrade is, and why an adjuster might want to upgrade?
Yeah, I created the free version because a lot of new adjusters may not have any claims to work with, or maybe they only have 1 or 2 claims in the whole week. And so 1 or 2 claims a week doesn't really require a mass amount of efficiency. It's I mean, yes, it is nice to run through your claim in a few minutes, but you have nothing but time on your hands, so yeah, it's not that big a deal when you're compared to when you're buried. So the free version basically comes with everything that you're seeing here, except for the ability to customize it. So I created the free version with a lot of different common phrases that we would typically use. So everything you're seeing here will come with the free version. All these photos in here, organized in this way, with the paint, the shingles, so on. They're all organized in this way. And that's on the free version. But on the pro version, let's say you want to add a different building name. That would be a pro feature. Let's say you wanted to add that Florence custom category that's real specific to that storm. That would be a pro version. Gotcha. that you would need. But the free version, like I said, it will get you 90% of the way there. A lot of it's already uploaded for you. But if you really wanted to add some customization, you really wanted this photo to be right here or this caption to be right there, that would require a kind of a pro version. And a lot of adjusters that have made a career out of this, they know what they want, they know what they like, and they want it a certain way. And so that's why the pro version is available for them. Gotcha.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha. Now we did promise our viewers here a little bonus for people that stay to the end, and that's a sneak peek at your next tool that you have for adjusters. So.